the bearer of the mic. Any questions, thoughts? I know it's been a long week. So many people came to me and said, I'm just tired. So I know we'll
There's so much in that we're going to take a
it's going to take a bit to digest, yeah. Yes?
Yes, I've heard about someone talk about forgiveness to say that forgiveness has to have the balance between mercy and justice.
That's right.
That's how God forgave us.
That's right.
He's just and He's merciful. What about when we forgive other people? Do we demand justice as well?
Well, we either extend mercy or demand justice, right? Because you can't, they're a paradox. You can't have both. You can either have justice or mercy, right? Because justice is giving us what we deserve. Mercy is giving us what we don't deserve, or not giving us what we do deserve. I know that some people try and make a nuance between mercy and grace, but it's really, chesed is the same, right? It's the same. So this is an interesting point. When Stephen was being stoned, he said, Lord, Father, forgive them. Do not hold this sin against them. Now, we have that right, because in the courts of heaven, you want to talk about the courts of heaven, on the last day when we are all judged, God will bring witnesses, I'm sure. And we will be able to testify, you killed me, or you hurt me, or you did this. But what Stephen's saying is, God, I refuse to press charges. Right? He's saying, don't hold this sin against them. Jesus did the same thing. Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. Right? Jesus was that perfect example, and he did the exact same. So he extended that mercy. Now, so we have this choice. Now, here's this interesting thing. Jesus was pretty clear about what we had to do about forgiveness. He said, if you don't forgive others their sins, your Father in heaven will not forgive you your sins. So, as believers, we have an option. We can hold on to grudges. Everybody can. And get my justice, what I deserve. I demand what I deserve. And you know what? God says, okay, you demand from them what you deserve, so I demand from you what I deserve. And trust me, I can't pay God enough, right? If I get what I deserve, I'm dead 1,000 times over. My sins bear witness against me. I desperately don't want to get what I deserve. I desperately need mercy. And the parable that Jesus gave about he's been forgiven this much and you're requiring of your brother this much. Why? I forgave you this huge amount of money, millions of dollars, and you couldn't forgive your brother a couple $100. And Jesus, that was where he said, if you cannot forgive your brother, your Father in heaven will not forgive you. It's a command. Now, is that easy? No. Does it go against the flesh? Absolutely. Do you have to do it multiple times, every single time it comes up? Like every day that it comes up? When you've been hurt? Depends on how painful you've been hurt. But I would say yes. You know, how many times do I have to forgive my brother? 7 times? No. 70 times 7. Jesus wasn't saying on the 491st time you could not forgive him, by the way, just in case you wanted to wait. But you're right. We need to give mercy because we desperately need mercy.
The other thing about unforgiveness is it hurts you. If I don't
forgive,
then it hurts.
So unforgiveness hurts us. It doesn't hurt the other person. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. That's what unforgiveness does to us. We demand justice, so God says, well, to the extent that you demand justice, I'm going to remove my forgiveness of you. So you start wallowing in the results of your own sin. That's not a great place to be. So we need to be in a place, in a congregation, as a community. We need to understand that God requires us to forgive. He gave the perfect example. He forgave us on the cross. We did not deserve it. While we were still sinners, the Messiah died for us. So, Yeah, so there's a lot to be chewed on. I tell you what, we'll close it here. As I do every week, I'll be posting these notes on the website, so you'll be able to see the notes and get the scriptures so that you can have a reference. Next week, we'll be going over the resurrection passages and just kind of go into that. My apologies. The week after, so this works out really well, because next week being Resurrection Week, and Good Friday going into Resurrection Week, it's just a great opportunity. So we'll talk about resurrection the week after Passover. So we'll talk about Passover next week, and then the week after we'll talk about resurrection and why it's according to the scriptures. And then we'll go on to some of these other things in the rest of the chapter, and we'll be almost done with 1 Corinthians. All right, let's close with the Aaronic benediction then.